Meet Bob and Mary. Bob and Mary have been married now for 20 years. Bob is 51 years old and is the CFO for a mid-sized publicly traded company. Mary is 49 years old and has taken time away from her career as a teacher to raise their 3 children, Bob Jr. 14, Rachel 12, and Sarah 9. Their family lives in their home in Cleveland, Ohio. Bob's hard work in his career has paid off, and he has a current salary of $400,000 with an annual cash bonus averaging around $200,000 a year. He also participates in the company's non-qualified deferred compensation plan, where he's deferring the full amount of his bonus each year. They have a sizable amount of assets, including $2 million in a taxable investment portfolio, which $200,000 is in a money market fund, and $400,000 is in his employer stock. He has $1.2 million in his 401k plan, $1.2 million in his deferred compensation plan, $1 million in stock options, and $1.1 million in restricted stock units for a grand total of $6.52 million in investable assets. Their home in Cleveland is worth $1.2 million, and they have $600,000 left on their primary mortgage. They also have a home in Utah valued at $700,000, which they own free and clear. They don't own any long-term care insurance, but they do have life insurance. Bob has a $1 million of a 20-year term life insurance policy with 10 years left and a $500,000 universal life policy. Mary has an $800,000 20-year term policy with 10 years left. In addition to the wealth that they built for their family, they feel confident in their children's education planning, as with the help of their children's grandparents, they managed to save $150,000 for each of their children through their 529 plans. While they have done some estate planning, it's been over 5 years since they last reviewed their documents, and between their own life updates and recent adjustments to tax laws, a lot has changed. Although Bob and Mary feel educated on their finances, they acknowledge that there are some areas of financial planning that they do not fully understand. But their recent experiences with an investment broker have only left them less assured. So now that you know Bob and Mary's story, let's hear from them about what has them feeling anxious about their finances. Bob, Mary, thank you for joining. And if you don't mind, can you please share with me what brought you here to My Financial Coach today?
Well, Mary and I have worked hard to build a great life for our family. However, we do have some concerns that we are not investing correctly. And with everything going on with today's tax laws, we're also having concerns that we may not be planning for our legacy in the best manner.
I'd agree, and even though we generally feel like what we're doing is right, the advisor or broker, whatever he called himself, seemed more focused on his bottom line than meeting our goals.
My other concern is that we'd like to retire in the next 11 years when I'm 62. I don't think that's unreasonable. But then I don't really know if I can afford to, since we don't necessarily want to reduce our lifestyle, where we usually spend around $250,000 a year.
I agree with Bob that we want to make sure we protect our future, but I also worry about the present. For example, I like that we have a large emergency savings because we had a lot of friends and family who lost their jobs during the last recession, and it really hurt them financially not having a safety net. However, Bob and I do think that maybe our $200,000 in cash is too much and could be invested. I also think about how we could be doing more to contribute to charity in a better way.
Mary brings up a great point about simplifying, as this has me thinking about how I should be exercising my stock options and how hard I'm going to be hit by taxes when they vest in their restricted stock units. And just as much as having too much cash concerns me, I also wonder, should I have so much stock positioned in the only company I work for?
My parents always told me the 2 inevitable facts in life are death and taxes. But for our family, it seems like taxes, particularly anything we can do to reduce them right now, has us most concerned.
Death, taxes, and lawsuits. With all the wealth that we've built, I'm really worried about being sued, as I feel like we have a target on our back.
I'm not even so concerned about being sued, but I wonder, do we have the right kind of insurance in place? What if something happens to Bob, like he gets hurt, or something more serious, like passing away?
I agree. While we hope for the best, we want to plan for the worst. Not to change the subject, but I also forgot to bring up our interest in paying off our home. We have 5 years into a 15-year mortgage with 4% interest rate, and we are wondering, should we pay it off early?
Yeah, we sure have a lot of questions. I'm just looking for some peace of mind knowing that a professional is reviewing our overall financial situation and not selling us a product. In fact, it's why when Bob told me his employer was offering My Financial Coach as a benefit, we wanted to take advantage of this opportunity.
Thank you so much for sharing all this information with me today regarding what your family holds most important, what concerns you have about your finances. It's my personal goal that both of you leave more confident and assured about your finances and have actionable steps that you can move forward with. Once I have time to fully analyze your financial situation, I'll be providing you with a financial plan and will help guide you through these decisions. Bob's employer made my financial coach available to him as a fringe benefit. He was assigned his own certified financial planner who could give him unbiased advice. We worked with Bob and Mary to complete a comprehensive financial plan, especially focused on their cash flows and financial goals. The plan emphasized different retirement scenarios and looked at a way to make tax-efficient withdrawals to support their lifestyle in retirement. From my financial coach's plan, we were able to address Bob and Mary's concerns. As their coach, we worked with their accountant and brought in one of my financial coach's subject matter experts to map out strategies for exercising options and minimizing the taxes on his restricted stock. The subject matter expert suggested Bob defer his restricted stock unit to maximize the value and reduce the tax hit, and also to diversify into other investments to cover their concentrated stock position. We also made recommendations to do Roth conversions between age 62 and 70, when their income decreases significantly before required minimum distributions start. To address their charitable goals, we introduced them to another subject matter expert who helped them set up a community foundation as a simple way to support their favorite charities. We also worked with them to go through the pros and cons of paying off their mortgage by looking at opportunity costs in both scenarios with input from their accountant who helped them reach the conclusion of paying as scheduled and keeping the tax benefits. To prepare for their retirement, we had to address multiple aspects of their financial life to determine the success of them having enough resources to support their desired retirement with high spending levels. We examined Bob's employer retirement plans and integrated those with their retirement and non-retirement savings for asset allocation purposes. We made sure they were maxing out on their retirement savings to reduce their tax liability. Via our comprehensive planning, we found gaps with their insurance protection, and they worked with a respected insurance professional to review their life insurance, property and casualty coverages, and long-term care insurance. And lastly, we introduced them to an estate planning attorney to execute appropriate documents. For Bob and Mary, this included updating their documents to include pour-over wills, revocable trusts, durable powers of attorney, and advanced medical directives. Through analysis, we discussed using life insurance and an irrevocable life insurance trust as a means to pay estate taxes. Together, we also verified and made beneficiary changes to their life insurance policies. Bob and Mary now have what they came for: peace of mind over their financial lives, and can rest easy that their investments are properly managed and that they're on track to a secure retirement. They have adequate risk protection and are addressing their charitable desires in an easy and fulfilling manner. My financial coach made their voices heard. They could not have done it without a comprehensive plan that involved our subject matter experts.